Timing is a very important exercise that I would like to include this year. It's on page 5 of the exercise packet. It's the second exercise. This starts on the third line of the exercise packet on page 5. And this exercise is very important for being able to switch between different rhythms and still stay in time with the metronome and try to get our rhythms as precise as possible. So going from eighth notes to triplets, or from triplets to 16th notes. All right, those are very tricky things to do and try to make those instantaneous switches between those rhythms and still have them be rhythmically accurate. Okay, so like always, my number one tip, take it slow, play with a metronome. This one has to, I mean, if there's any exercise that I don't even want to say this, okay, but if you don't practice with a metronome, but you will, right? But if this one, absolutely have to practice with the metronome. Otherwise, how are you knowing whether you are lining up those rhythms perfectly with the beat or not? Okay, mark time with them, practice with the metronome. That's my number one tip, and take it slow and line those rhythms up perfectly. Okay, but of course we're going to practice with the metronome all the time, right? That's just going to develop our internal metronome. We're going to get that sense of pulse, and the more you practice with the metronome, the better your timing will be on every exercise. Okay, so but this exercise is called timing because we're working on those rhythms, lining them up perfectly. Okay, this exercise is played all up, all rebounded strokes, like we're playing 8 on a hand, right? No down stroking at all. Stick should never be down. Everything's up. Even when you practice it slow, go ahead and rebound those notes. Right? So always rebounding, and full strokes, put some velocity behind those notes. So yeah, it's going to be all up, or I should say all at a consistent height. Okay, for auditions, we'll probably play it at 15 inches. Okay, nice and big. But I mean, if there's a challenge, or if I want to throw a challenge your way, I might ask you to play it at 3 inches. Right? So be able to play it at different heights, but whatever height we play it at, practice it at 15 to begin, and just make sure both sticks are coming up to the same height. And no matter what rhythm you're on, whether it be eighth notes, triplets, or 16th notes, that all the notes are the same height, right? In both hands too. Don't let one hand be higher than the other. Use a mirror when you practice, or watch me. Make sure you're matching my heights, okay? So, that's all I have to say about that one. Okay, it's just a matter of getting used to switching between those rhythms and lining them up with the metronome and making sure all your notes are nice and even from beat to beat. Okay, so here's another one, right? Timing.